Hi, welcome. So today is another day for us to look at the synthetic market, and today's date is November 16th, sorry, October 16th, 2023, and it's exactly 11 p.m. down here. And we are going to look at one of the assets which I love trading so much. I may have done some other videos on other assets, but this particular asset is one of the assets that I really love because of the volatility, okay? Which means that in case you need to hit stop loss within the shortest possible time, because it's very volatile, within the shortest possible time, you will hit your take profit or your stop loss, okay? And it's very rewarding if you know how to really trade it. Okay, so without talking much, let's go straight up into the video where we will look at top-down analysis and possible entry scenarios, or where actually to wait for price to take our entries. Okay, so let's go into the video. So you're welcome to the video, and the asset I was talking about is actually VIX 51s, volatility 51s. It's one of the most volatile pairs we can talk about. Okay, so you need to trade it more carefully, much more carefully, and you are going to benefit from that. Okay, so without doing much, let me clear up the chart so that we start the analysis all over again. Okay, so going down to our monthly time frame, which is our highest time frame, we want to know in which direction is this market trading into. And actually, we can see that market had been in an uptrend where it gave us the high, the low, we had the higher high, the higher lows, and then a higher high. Okay, and then this is a higher low that has been broken. This area has been broken. Okay, so we are no longer bullish, but we have switched bearish. We are no longer bullish on this asset, but we have switched bearish. Sorry. All right, so let's start marking our support and resistance zones, or demand and supply zones. All right, so I'll be using the support and resistance rather. The difference between demand and supply zones is that supply zones looks a bit wider, okay, than just the support and resistance. Normally, I use the horizontal line to draw normal support and resistance like that. But if it's a supply or a demand zone, then I will stretch it out like that, okay, to indicate this is a supply zone. All right, so I'm just going to be marking my how do we call it, my support and resistance. So from the chart, we can see a very nice area right here, a very nice area. Why do I call it nice? Simply because of the fact that there has been a lot of price action within that zone. Okay, so previously here was resistance, and then we had a break. Market came to retest it as support, pushed up, came back again, and then there was that massive push, and now price is coming back again to that same zone. All right, so what do we expect when price revisits a zone like this? Because we have switched bearish by breaking this low at this spot, what I'm expecting currently is for price to retrace into this area before we get that push to the downside for a sell continuation on this particular asset. But this will be in the very long run because we are looking at this monthly time frame. Okay, one candlestick stands for a month, so this is for the month of September, and this is the current month, the month of October, in that successive order. Sorry. So this is a strong support zone, and the reason has been outlined already. Price has visited there severally, and it has been able to hold price. Okay, so let's see what happens on the lower time frame, the reaction that it causes, since we are expecting some bullish move into this presently broken support area. We want to see how that happens on the lower time frame. So going down to the weekly time frame, on the weekly time frame, going down to the weekly time frame, we could see that on the weekly, price actually came there, just broke out of that zone, and then there was a retest. There was a retest. There was this candle that retested the zone, this green candle, and then even this candle tried to overshoot the area, but then it closed back in, and then we had this bearish move. Okay, and the previous week, before this week, we had this indecision candle right here, and another week has begun, which began yesterday, Sunday, and we are seeing some bullish action. So our anticipation is that at least price should push back to retest this zone again before we see some kind of a bullish action, that bearish action, sorry, that will break the zone for more of the sell continuation. Okay, so looking at current price action, we are bearish. We are bearish. So all the buy you are seeing here is just a weekly retracement right back into that area before we see a sell continuation. So going down a step further to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we can see some bullish reaction right at this spot, and the target is to push right into this zone, particular zone right at the spot, right at this spot. And one area I don't want us to neglect, which can cause a possible reaction to the downside, is this particular area on the daily time frame. Okay, on the daily time frame. So this area can also cause a reaction to the downside. So we don't have to ignore, can cause a reaction to the downside. So we don't have to ignore that area. But we still have our eyes here. So in case we get any buy, which is a retracement trade, you'll be looking forward to taking our profit right at this area right here. You'll be looking forward to taking our profit right here. But if we see signs that price has the momentum to push up further, then we are going to hold, okay, until we reach in. Now on the daily time frame, we can see a very nice trend line if you want to connect from the top. And one of the rules of the trend line is that at least two touches is needed in order to establish a trend line. Okay, and we have that first touch, or the origin of the trend line, and then we got a second touch right here. So we may be aiming for a third touch maybe at this spot, or price may overshoot the area into this monthly support zone, which is to be tested as resistance. Okay, I believe you remember that line we drew on the monthly time frame, so I don't have to go back. So that has been my expectation on this asset. So going down to the 4 hour, what possibilities, or what sorry, what opportunities are waiting for us, or is waiting for us at the weekly? On the H4, we can see that price, though is pushing to the upside, the momentum is not too strong. Okay, this is to indicate that price is actually retracing. You can see that there's a lot of price action here. Price is not as much as able to push up though it's pushing up. All right, though we are pushing up, we can put a trend line right at this spot. Though we are pushing up, the momentum is very weak. We keep pushing up, but the momentum is very weak. So we can currently mark this area of support on the H4 time frame that has been broken, and currently there is a retest to the zone. So if price successfully gives us a weak rejection or a sign that it wants to hold this area, will want to hold price, then we know that we are most likely to see price continue to the upside. But if this area fails and price is to the break back into the zone here, then we can be certain that we are most likely to see price return into this area of support, for us to see some possible push to the upside again. All right, so I'm hoping that this area will hold so that we go for that retest proper in order to get the sales to the downside. Okay, so going down to the 1 hour time frame, we keep looking. Okay, it's looking a bit more clear here, a bit more clearer, let me use that word. So let me delete this horizontal line and then use this rectangular tool to draw my zone. If it's a zone, I prefer using the horizontal tool, the rectangular tool, okay, to draw my zone. First touch, second touch, and then we had a break, and price is coming for a retest. So if that area should fail, then I'll be expecting price to move into this demand zone right at this area. And if price is able to touch into that demand zone, I expect the bulls to take over price and push market to the upside. So that is my expectation on this particular asset. So we can take our trade on this particular time frame, the 1 hour, or we can decide to go a step down to the 15 minutes time frame, and we could see that price is already touching the zone and giving us a reaction, but then we cannot conclude that that reaction is enough to make us buy. So if that area should fail, then I'll be aiming at this demand zone right at this spot, which is in confluence with the trend line, okay, to hold price so that we can move to the upside. So this has been my expectation. In case I get a buy signal here, that is not what the tutorial is about. I'm just teaching you how to analyze the market. Okay, so in case I get a buy signal here, that is fine. I'll risk something small, put my stop loss right below here, and when I get hit, then I know that perhaps price want to come a bit deep into this demand zone right here before it takes off completely. So this has been my expectation on this 51s, or this is my analysis on this 51s. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe and then you hit the notification button so that in times or in seasons where I drop my videos, you'll be able to get it on time and watch it and learn from it. Okay, thank you so much for staying in tune. Goodbye.